Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Virtual Encounters. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. We have a very special guest today, one of the finest left-arm bowlers India has ever produced, former India cricketer, left-arm spinner, and part of India's famous win against Australia back in 2001 Kolkata Test. We all remember he was part of that team. Former India cricketer Venkatpati Raju is with us. Welcome, sir. Welcome to DD India. First of all, how have you been doing? And we have seen you in different roles. You were a left arm spinner for India, a coach, selector, administrator, and now you have been commentating also, and you're playing golf also. So, one man in different roles.
No, thanks to cricket. No, thanks to cricket, we get all these opportunities. So I was part of the Asian Cricket Council a couple of years back. Then I was part of ICC. And then we got this opportunity, for regional languages. Nowadays, if you see a lot of sports, they have regional languages. You have Tamil, Kannada, then you have Telugu. So fortunately, we got assignments, commentary, doing regional language commentary, which has been quite good.
Right. So, have you been following the current Indian team's performance? The last international series that they played against England, India were leading 2-1, and then what happened, we all know. Uh, Unfortunately, last Test match was also cancelled because of the COVID-19 pandemic. But the way India played in England, and if you look at the performances against Australia there, and then home series against England, India have been doing fantastically well.
Yeah, there are a lot of changes. I think thanks to IPL or the T20s which came in, fitness has really grown, right? Now, fitness levels are at the topmost nowadays. So if you see the olden days, it was more of skill, right? People came to see your skill, batting or bowling, whatever, but fitness was not that big. It was only cricket fitness. But now, thanks to the white ball cricket, the fitness levels have gone to a different level, and Indian team has been doing brilliantly. I think thanks to BCCI, because if you see the infrastructure in India has really grown. And right from your under 15s, under 19s, then you come to the senior Ranji Trophy, then you got India A Tours, which has been a blessing in disguise for a lot of cricketers. So they get exposure, and then the IPL, where you end up playing with all the best players in the world. I think that has really helped the Indian cricket, and the way they have really gone about conducting the tournaments. If you see, even the women's team is doing brilliantly nowadays. And if you see the under 19 boys, they've been doing brilliantly. I think the structure is so good, so we won't be having any problems. We won't be having any short of players. And then thanks to IPL, we've got beautiful T20 players coming up.
So you mentioned about fitness. I mean, fitness has, improved a lot, and the criteria also has changed. The yo-yo test, we all know about that. During your times, it was there. You would have cleared it.
Why not? Why not? Because there was a lot of running which has been done those days, right? If you see all the cricketers, sportsmen, they would run for miles and miles, right? So that wouldn't have been a problem. But then, see, people who knew a bit of yoga or weight training, they would go and do on their own. But then, see, as a cricketer, you are told not to lift weights because they thought once you put on weight, your arms will rotate. But then everything has changed. Everything has changed. Technology has changed. Everything. Cricket style has changed, and the rules and laws have changed. I think people are adopting, right? So probably we also might have adopted according to those laws and rules during those days also.
Yeah, but what do you?
You saw players like Wim Richards, right? You saw players such as Srikanth. You have seen all those world players who could hit the ball. They could hit and clear all the big grounds in the world.
Yeah.
So it was more of individual fitness levels, but now I think it's.
I remember Mr. Kapil Dev saying, and also Wasim Akram, they used to take 15, 16 rounds every day, and that used to be their fitness because there was no concept of a gym. But again, sir, what do you think has changed in Indian cricket when you used to play in 1980s and 90s? I think coming back from the jaws of defeat and the confidence of the youngster, you think, is immense these days. No nerves at all. You think Indian cricket has evolved in this way?
If you see nowadays, the amount of support staff each team carries, right? It's more like a football team. You've got physios, you've got trainers, you've got analysts, you've got doctors, you name it, and they've got everything. So that's the way cricket has changed. So olden days, there was only one manager. So thought process was different. You were never bothered about getting injured. Cricket was less. Cricket was less. You had a season. The season was between June to Jan. And you hardly had a test series, and there was not much of white ball cricket. There were one or two ODI games. I think cricket was totally different. But after the white ball cricket coming in, I think they require, and then I think India is playing 365 days in a year.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to play with India, because probably I think that's where all the finance comes from. It's become BCCI has become the most powerful association in the world, most richest association in the world. That shows how they have taken forward cricket in stages.
Right, because then you see there was no gap between IPL and the World Cup, and thank God it's being played at the same place. But again, talking about IPL, sir, you also mentioned about Indian Premier League. You think it has played a bigger role that youngsters have been getting a lot of exposure? They already share dressing room with their heroes, with the legends, and face international crickets on the field and in the nets also if they are playing for the same team. And before coming and playing for India, they've already played them. You think that makes a lot of difference, and this is the biggest reason that they are confident when they play for India. Because if we take the example of Surya Kumar Yadav or Ishan Kishan hitting first ball in international cricket, and that too for a six, it takes a lot of confidence.
Yeah, I think like we've been talking about, there was a lot of communication gap between the seniors in the olden days.
Okay.
Right? The senior juniors, there was a lot of communication gap, and then respect for players were totally different. You had to be serious in your cricket, and I think that's all changed due to IPL or the more bonding nowadays. You see, they spend time together for a long time, right? They're spending time together, and then they get to interact. See, the olden days, when you talk about, it depended on individual, whether you could approach the opponent to go and have a chat, right? Unless you were very close to them, or you had to take the help of a senior who could lead you to go and talk to the opponent players. But now, thanks to IPL, I think, like you rightly mentioned, they get this exposure at a very young age. But the best part is the franchisees picking up all young guys who have been doing brilliantly in the Indian sector, right? So they keep a track of these players, and they're giving them that opportunity. And actually, when you get exposure at a very young age, you tend to become a good player.
Which youngster, sir, has impressed you most? Maybe Ishan Kishan, Surya Kumar Yadav, Shardul Thakur has done tremendously well of late. Deepak Chahar is there, or maybe someone else. Pant is there. Any specific player you want to mention?
I think Ruturaj Gaikwad, right? Ruturaj Gaikwad has been, I think, the star in the making.
Okay.
He does his job very calm, coolly. He knows what it takes for an opener to be, and then the confidence given him. I think he's trying to play like a player who wants to win games on his own. I think and there are a lot of young guys we've seen, we've been talking about international cricket, right? So these guys are playing 2, 3, 4 years of IPL, then coming into the Indian team. Naturally, I think it gives a lot of confidence for them. But the attitude what they have nowadays, because they're sharing the dressing room with all these all-time greats and legends, right? When you to interact with them, that itself is a big boost for you, and you can see the confidence level on the faces when they come out to the ground. Okay, one or two match they might not do well, but they always come back and they're trying to give their best, and they all are trying to be part of this team or the Indian team for the future. So I think that's tremendous. And then, like I've been saying, the confidence levels have really gone up.
Confidence level also, and you think management is also creating leaders if they are captaining their franchisee. For example, Rishabh Pant is captaining Delhi Capitals, or maybe non-probabilities, Rohit Sharma will take over the T20 captaincy. You think that also makes a lot of difference?
Yeah, a lot. Because we have seen the best example, like you mentioned, was Rohit Sharma, right? Rohit was the most talented guy, but then he always gave that impression that he was lazy. Right. But when they gave him that captaincy, you could see the change. Because you have to lead from the front, and then I think that's where everybody wants to be. They all feel that they have the confidence of being a leader.
Yeah,
that's what you're seeing in all these young guys. That way, again, I think thanks to the Under-19 World Cups, where all these guys come through that system. So they have already been champions. Like you see, if you see Prithvi Shaw, that he has been a captain, like he won the World Cup, under-19 World Cup. And then if you see Virat Kohli, he has also been a captain in under-19. So they're already born leaders. So that adds, and then they know the responsibility. Because as a captain, I expect the best from players. Right.
Virat Kohli, sir, you think has taken a right decision to give up the captaincy in T20 cricket and also for his franchisee RCB to focus more on longer formats and also to concentrate more on his batting?
Yeah, it looks like, because he's already in his 30s. I think he's done a tremendous job all over. And the pressure being a captain of a national team, where millions expect you to win all the time, right? So he has gone through all that, and then I think probably if you see his consistency has gone down a bit, right? He has been a match winner for so many years, and then you can see that the bio bubble part, and then playing so much of cricket throughout the year. Sometimes it does take toll on you. I think it's a good decision. Good decision. Now he can enjoy his cricket, and then he'll always be there to help whoever is leading the team, right? So I think there'll be a time where you just want to just give a break to yourself and then start enjoying your cricket.
Right, that's right. So how will you judge Virat Kohli as the captain? Batting, we all know there is no comparison. But again, as a captain of the Indian cricket team.
No, brilliant. Because I think he was one of those captains who wanted pace in his team. Right. They had a couple of 4 fast bowlers playing for India. Then you had an all-rounder, Hardik Pandya, playing. So almost 5 fast bowlers playing for India. So I think we took fire with fire, and then I think that's where you take decisions. And then see a lot of players, when we all sit, the world cricketers, when we discuss, we always say the best point about Virat Kohli is he doesn't mind losing.
Right.
And he does take his chances, and then he has been good enough because Indian team has been playing fast bowling well. It used to be too much dependent on spin bowling before. Yeah, but then I think after he came in, we could see fast bowlers coming up in the Indian team who could bowl 140, 150, like a Shami or like a Bumrah, where they would have missed on if they had a captain who was more spin friendly. I'm a spinner. I'm very lucky. We had captains who could always pick 3 spinners in a team. Right. So cricket was totally different, and then we had a lot of good spinners during that era. So well suited for Indian conditions. But then after Virat Kohli coming in, that's where the fast bowlers started really coming in, and then Indian team has got brilliant fast bowlers who win match winners. So I think that's the best part of Virat Kohli's captaincy. Right? So he, like we've been talking, there's nothing like going for a draw. It's either you win or lose.
Also, sir, talking about you personally, you played 53 ODIs and 28 tests and played under Mohammad Azharuddin mainly. But if you have to compare the captaincies of Mohammad Azharuddin, Sachin Tendulkar, Ganguly, Virat, or Dhoni, if we had, how will you differentiate between the captaincies?
Yeah, I think I think we should start from 1983 because when I started playing cricket or watched cricket, it was that 1983 World Cup where we could win. Nobody gave us a chance, and Kapil Dev being an young captain, and that positiveness what he showed. Right? That the fighting spirit what he showed, that 175 what he scored. From there, I think then we knew about Gavaskar, who had his style of captaincy. That he proved it in 1985 when we won the champion of champions. And then I think from there when Azharuddin came, because I played all my cricket under him, he was one of those cool captains who could give you an opportunity as a bowler. Right, bowler. Then he asked you to bowl the way you wanted. Right.
Okay.
And then it was the same case with the batsman. He always wanted the batsman to play freely and play aggressively. But then after that, we have seen Sachin coming in. Sachin, I think probably he was a little more a superstar who never wanted to lose. Right. Then he started expecting too many things. I think he put pressure on himself because he wanted to do well all over the. Individually, he was doing that, but then he wanted the team to be as good as him. I think that he lost out a bit on that. But then again, Ganguly came in. He showed what aggression was. Then he showed what a good team can do, win matches abroad. I think he always supported his young players. Like then one era, then when he came in, there were a lot of things which were going on the match fixing episode, whatever came in. It was not easy to be a captain during that. he came and changed that level. And then we talk about Dhoni, right? I think Dhoni, nobody expected. Fortunately for me, we were the selectors when Dhoni was made the captain for the that World Cup 2007. So because he was performing consistently, senior players were injured. So then the calmness what he showed, that made us to make him the captain. And then he showed us what he is. And he's been a winner. He listens to the players, he studies the game, but then he was so confident about himself. He knew he could finish the match on his own. Yeah. And then came in Virat, right? Virat, he took it to a different level. See, India always had a beautiful team which could do well in home conditions. We were okay on and off when we went abroad. But then I think that all changed after Virat Kohli coming in. Yeah. Then picking up fast bowlers, picking up more bowlers, then a couple of all-rounders. I think that changed. So I think it's good for us. It's good for us. And now we're talking about Rohit, who's going to be part of the T20s. T20s who are coming in. We already know he has done brilliant captaincy for Mumbai Indians, where he won matches, and then a couple of matches where we led the Asia Cup. So his record is also nice. So I think we have already born captains here who are confident about.
So you want to share best moments of your cricketing career, your debut test when you picked up crucial wickets of Martin Crowe, Ian Smith and John Wright, and then you came back after injury against Sri Lanka. I think you played in Chandigarh. You ended up with the match figures of 8 wickets and 6 for 12 also in the first innings. You want to share your best moments in cricketing career?
Yeah. My test debut against New Zealand in New Zealand, my first wicket was the great Martin Crowe. Decent test series, and then we all dream about playing for the country. And like I said, we had the opportunity to play against all the best Indian players in domestic cricket. So the fear of playing abroad was not that much, right? Expectations would have been more in India, but I was fortunate to play all my early career of cricket abroad. Right, and then like you said, first time I played in India was against Sri Lanka, and I won the man of the match. And then the last match I played was the best. Like 281, Rahul Dravid 180, and then all important wicket of Mark Waugh, my good friend. So again, LBW, and I was fortunate to play 2 World Cups. The World Cup 1992, we all know where from whites to it became color clothing. Yeah. Where the present Indian team is wearing the same colors what we wore, and then 96 World Cup was another good experience. But all the matches against Pakistan, right? All the matches against Pakistan, pressure games, all the pressure games, we were good enough to beat them. So that really gave a good kick in your career.
Sir, you retired in 2004 from professional cricket and became a selector later. You have coached also, development officer also for associates team like UAE and Thailand, administrator too for the HCA. Which role, sir, did you like the most? Playing cricket or behind the scenes?
No, playing cricket. Playing cricket is any day. Any day I would take playing cricket because it's not that easy organizing a match. And then, like you said, I enjoyed being a cricket development officer for Asian Cricket Council because it's more to do with cricket. Right? Administration is a tough job. I never wanted to be a selector, but then I ended up being a selector for the Indian team. So some things were happy, but some things are bitter because I think probably playing was the best because we were more of ambassadors.
Right, sir. And you want to share any memories also? Who was the most jovial cricketer in your team? I've heard Sachin Kambli was also there, very jovial. You also used to have fun with each other?
Lot, because me and Srinath would gel quite well. Srinath, he was tall and good fast bowler. So people thought we were brothers, we were lost by birth. And then, say in South Africa, people thought that I was Srinath whenever I came out. They were telling me straight, the speed limit in South Africa is 100. That's what they were saying. Then I had to show them, no. The one who's coming, the one who bowls quick is behind. But then we had a good moments, and then me being from a boarding school, I always had the habit of making friends. So it was easy for me to make friends with opponent teams. Right now, I had a good friend, Brian McMillan was one of my best friends who gave me the name Muzzles because I was so thin. Yeah. So he just held me, and so that name stuck with me. And then I had the best of time. I enjoyed myself.
And Merv Hughes also, you had twirled his mustache once. Yeah, and then became your good friend.
Yeah, because I was batting in Melbourne as a night watchman. He had the new ball in his hand. He hit me on the helmet, and next ball he hit me in my ribs. Then he started coming and growling at me. He was trying to scare me. So we were going back on a flight. No, then he was sitting right in the front. I don't know what happened. I just walked. I walked and they said, "Hey, big fellow." So he was looking at me. He said, "What's your problem?" I said, "No, because I'm a spinner. You're hitting me on the helmet and then growling at me." Then he said, "What's your problem?" I said, "I don't like a big mush." So I pulled his mush. So all the players, Australian players, Indian players, were stunned. They thought, "What the hell is this? Lean guy doing with big mouth? Does he want to be killed?" Yeah, but then see, that's what I'm saying. No, on the field they were very aggressive. Off the field, good friends. So that's what we played for. And like I always say, thanks to this sport, thanks to cricket, we got to travel all over the world.
Right.
And you could play all over the world, and then you could meet so many people who you never met in your life. So, but then, yeah, they were mean cricketers on the field, but very gentle off the field.
Last question, sir, before we wind it up here. What advice do you want to give to the youngsters who want to play professional cricket, but they don't know where to start from?
Yeah, I know. If you see nowadays, I think most of them watch so much cricket. Parents are involved. They want their cricket sons to be cricketers. But I think probably seeing IPL and then you're seeing the money. I think you shouldn't get carried away because the competition has gone to a different level now. When I can give this example because when I started playing in the 1980s, the under 14 matches, we had only 15 schools which would play cricket, and it was a knockout tournament. But now we've got 150 schools only in a city which want to play cricket. So it's that much of quantity has improved. Right? Quality is already there, but the quantity of players also improved all over. And then watching all these IPLs and then the remuneration what they get, people do tend to get carried away. I think it's always how you approach. Enjoy your game, wait for your opportunities, go through a process.
Absolutely. Hard work is very, very important. Approach is also very important, and then again wait for your opportunity. That's coming from none other than Venkatpati Raju, former India cricketer. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for giving us your precious time. You were superb in your answers. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good luck. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.